With Valentine's Day right around the corner, I'm going to share with you 10 romantic things you can do as a couple in Walt Disney World. Stay tuned. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, CoralJoyTravel. I'm so glad you are here. It is the month of love, and visiting Walt Disney World can be really fun and romantic. If you're going on a date, if you're celebrating an anniversary, if you're celebrating Valentine's Day, that sort of thing. Maybe you're just bringing your girlfriend there. There are so many things you can do as couples, and I want to share 10 things you can do. If this is your first time finding my channel, I do hope you consider subscribing on the red subscribe button below. And number 1 is surprise your loved one with a trip to Walt Disney World. That would be the ultimate gift, right? Staying on Walt Disney World property, whether it is just for one night or for a 5 to 7+ night vacation, surprising your loved one with a trip is so romantic. So that's tip number 1, stay on Disney property. Tip number 2 would be to dine and kind of splurge on a signature restaurant. There are so many really great restaurants on Walt Disney World property. Some of them are casual, some are a little fancier, and these signature restaurants, if you're on the Disney dining plan, do require 2 table service credits. Does that mean they're better? Yes, the food I feel like is better in my opinion, so it does justify the expense. But if it's a special anniversary or it's Valentine's Day, do consider splurging at one of these restaurants. It's very romantic. It's more intimate, it's more adults only, even though it's not specifically adults only, but you won't see as many children at these restaurants. And you'll have a nice, quiet, little intimate place to enjoy some romantic time and have some romantic discussions. Some of my favorite signature restaurants are the Yachtsman Steakhouse, Tiffin's in Animal Kingdom, California Grill, which is in the Contemporary. You might even be able to request a window seat that would overlook Magic Kingdom and maybe be able to watch the fireworks from there if you make your reservation a little bit later. Victoria and Albert's at the Grand Floridian, or another favorite of mine would be Flying Fish on the boardwalk. Are there others? Absolutely, but those are just some of my favorites. Tip number 3 is make sure to watch the fireworks with your loved one. You can do this in a variety of ways, and you could either pay or not. Let me clarify. So I definitely think watching fireworks can be very romantic, and there are some great dessert parties that offer you kind of an exclusive place to watch the fireworks from, which also includes some desserts to enjoy, and these are inside all of the theme parks. However, if you want to do this more on a budget, and say maybe you want to watch Happily Ever After from Magic Kingdom but not go into the parks, consider either going to the Polynesian beach or the Grand Floridian area near the beach, and maybe bring a couple snacks and find a nice quiet place and watch the fireworks from the beach. So whether you're inside the parks or you're out, fireworks, very romantic. Tip number 4, now this is going to be a little costly, potentially. Yeah, it'll be costly, let's be real. Tip number 4 is to get pampered. And I would suggest doing this if this is really a special anniversary, like you've been married a long time, you're a little older, and you have some extra money to spend on this. And that would be to maybe consider getting a couples massage at one of the spas on Walt Disney World property. So there is one at the Grand Floridian, there's one at Saratoga Springs, there's also one I believe in the Dolphin, which is near the boardwalk area, but those could be some options for you, and a couples massage would be very romantic, I've got to say. I think that would be a very, very fun romantic thing to do. Yeah, I would like that, honey. Just saying, that would be fine with me. You can. Number 4 is fine. I'll take that. Thanks. Tip number 5 is to enjoy walking around World Showcase, and maybe this would be kind of fun. Now, I haven't even done this, but I came up with this, you guys. I think this would be really fun. Walking around the entire World Showcase and finding out from a cast member there how to say, I love you, or hello, but I think I love you would be appropriate for this video. How to say I love you in that native language. So in Mexico, maybe you would learn how to say te quiero, right? Te quiero, I love you, I think that's what it is. And then you would go around the World Showcase and learn how to say that from every country. I think that would be a lot of fun, and maybe enjoy a snack or a drink from each country around World Showcase. I think World Showcase as adults can be so romantic, and yeah, that's tip number 5. Te quiero. That's the only one I know how to say. I should have looked up to see how to say I love you in each of the languages around the countries, but I got te quiero. You're welcome. Tip number 6. Now this kind of brings me back to my early years of dating my husband, and things that we could afford then, right? Which I still think would be fun now, don't get me wrong, but taking the time to have a little date, maybe playing mini golf. That's something that I did growing up. It doesn't cost too much, and it's just a lot of fun. It's mildly competitive, but not really. And you'll laugh a lot, you'll giggle, and I don't know. There are 2 different locations, and there are 2 courses on each location. One is near Hollywood Studios, and the other is near Blizzard Beach. So consider playing, thank you, Cooper, consider playing mini golf for a little romantic date. That's tip number 6. Tip number 7 would be to take a tour through Disney. Now there are so many different tour options that you could take. One that I think would be romantic, although you will be in a group of other people. It won't just be you and your partner and a cast member. But I love the one in Magic Kingdom called the Keys to the Kingdom tour. I think it's about 5 hours. It includes lunch. I think it's very reasonably priced. I want to say it was just over $100 or around $100. I think very affordable. You kind of feel the magic. You learn a little bit more about the magic and Walt's vision, and then you also get to go down to the utilidors. And if you don't know what that is, look it up. You'll be blown away. It will blow your mind. But I think that could be a really romantic date. So that's tip number 7. Find a tour and enjoy it together. 8. Tip number 8 is to go to Disney Springs. Disney Springs, you could spend an entire day there, and that could be your entire date if that's what you wanted. From entertainment to to treats to bars to musicians, and shopping, you could do it all. But I think something that's extra romantic and maybe a little different that you could do if you haven't done this before is to take a ride in one of the amphi cars, like amphibian cars, I think I'm saying that right, by the boathouse, or going up on the hot air balloon, the tethered hot air balloon in Disney Springs. I think one of those options could be very romantic for you and your date. Tip number 9 kind of goes along if you are staying on Walt Disney World property and you kind of need to be doing that to do tip number 9, so hopefully this can relate to everybody. But tip number 9 is to plan in advance, either with Disney Floral and Gifts or an outside company that makes packages and brings gifts to clients staying at a Walt Disney World hotel. But yeah, to kind of plan something in advance, whether it be flowers or snacks or, you know, Disney merchandise, and having it waiting in your room for you. It's so much fun. so much fun and very, very romantic. So Disney Floral and Gifts, you can do a variety of celebration packages. They do cost money, and actually some of them are very expensive, but if you have that in your budget, that could be an option for you to kind of see what different options you may have to surprise your loved one with. And there are some outside agencies and companies that do this same sort of thing at your particular budget. So if you have a budget of $50 and you say, you know, my loved one loves Star Wars and Tinkerbell, then they might be able to put a package together and bring it to the front desk, and then the front desk would be able to leave it in your room as a surprise. So those kind of in-room gifts are always a fun treat. So that's tip number 9. And tip number 10 would be something sweet. I know not everyone has a sweet tooth, but if it's Valentine's Day, or it's a special anniversary, or it's just a special date, every girl and every guy has to like a treat. And whether that be a Rice Krispie treat, or whether that be a hot dog, or French fries, or a pretzel, the key to making anyone happy is through a little treat. Maybe even start your date with the treat that you know your loved one would get the biggest kick out of. For me, my husband would buy me a Rice Krispie treat because that $5 would just put the biggest smile on my face. Guys, I hope these romantic tips were helpful for you with Valentine's Day coming right around the corner. And for those of you that will be in Walt Disney World, I hope this will help you. Or if you're going down to Walt Disney World when it's going to be your anniversary or something you're celebrating, or you're going to have a special date down there, I hope these do help you out. I know there are plenty more romantic date ideas. If you have one, please share it in the comments below. I would love to add to my tips and let everybody else learn. So make sure to read through the comments and let's cross our fingers and we can get some more date ideas. I hope you guys have a great day. I will see you in my next Disney video. But happy Valentine's Day from Coral Joy Travel. Bye guys.